So a couple years ago, when there was a lot of hail and wind damage and the roof started to look a little bit in need of roofing, I looked through my contacts and just found some on Angie's List and different places, and had 3 people come over to give me estimates. I got one that was like, okay, flat out, this is the price. Another one said, oh, you can do a patch job and it only costs you half as much. Then I had Bryan come over, Bryan from Odyssey Contracting, and Bryan came and looked and he said like, still looks pretty okay. Does it leak? We said, no, it doesn't leak. Then he says, oh, just wait a couple of years then. I thought, wow, that's, you don't get people from companies saying that to you. So I said to my husband, okay, let's just put them away. Fast forward 2 years. I looked at the file and I remember there was one person I marked. I couldn't remember the name of the company. So I pulled it out and I called him. And I still couldn't remember why I had called him. So he came, he looked, and he felt there was enough damage to warrant an insurance claim. So anyway, Bryan came, went up on the roof, marked all the places where, if you're going to file an insurance claim, you need to have the spaces marked. So, then he called the insurance company for me. They came out and met him. I think they went up together. He pointed out all the spots. They took the pictures. And then I think like within 10 days, they called me back and said, yes, your claim will be approved. So Bryan came and, showed us all the products that they have. And he said, this is what the insurance covers. This is within their specifications of repairing a roof. And then he suggested, he didn't push us on anything, but he did say that putting in an architectural shingle, which makes the house look a little bit prettier, might be a good way to go. And the cost was not that much. So we said, okay, sure, we'll do that. But I found he was very honest, was not trying to really push me on anything that I didn't really need. And so anyway, we scheduled a date, chose the colors, and then when he came, his crew came early in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning, right? Yeah, they came at 6:30 in the morning. They were done by 2 o'clock on the same day. They went up on the roof, put everything up, cleaned up all the nails, swept up everything, and they were gone. I expected it to last a day, a day and a half.
Even my neighbor was surprised that afternoon. I saw her taking her dogs as usual, and she said, oh, you finish your roof very fast.
So then Bryan came to inspect everything, and we were putting in I think they call them solar tubes or sun tunnel, which is a rounded dome. And so he had cut the circle on the top of the roof, and we said, oh, well, we can install the rest of it ourselves, or my husband would. He's put one in the past, so my husband said, no problem, I can do it. So anyway, with another senior employee from Odyssey Contracting, they both started like going up into the attic and adjusting this and that, and I said, okay, well, I guess, thanks for coming over, bye, and, now we'll set to work on getting that sun tunnel all connected up. There's metal tubes inside. And Bryan and his coworker said like, oh no, it's all done. I was like, oh really? I mean, I thought that was like above and beyond the call of, what I had contracted them to do. I had contracted them to cut the roof on the circle on the roof because that's a little bit more difficult. But they, for some reason, just thought like, we're younger, we'll hop up there and do it. So it's really much appreciated, wasn't it?
Yes. It's all done in a way that they really do it professionally, with interest. It's not like, I have to finish this kind of job or this. No, they were doing it like as though it is really like what they do. And so it's like nothing commercial, really. or time framed and all that. Bryan is a very good man. In that way, he really inspects and sees things, from all different angles. And that's a wonderful thing into seeing people who are taking care of houses. It's then I don't have to look.
He also helped me with the insurance claim. I mean, they send over documents that say, what they'll pay and depreciation and ACV and all this and all that. And anyway, Bryan patiently sat down and explained it to me the first time that the insurance claim came in. Of course, 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later when we did the roof, I forgot. He sat down and he told me and broke it down and said, when the claim is finished, then you send this in and do this and that. So it was very, very helpful. So all in all,
Yeah.
I think we're both very pleased with Odyssey, and I would heartily recommend them to anyone.
And waiting how long the roofs will go very good.
Great, wonderful. Wow. You are very